Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, that's right. It's Cinco de Mayo. What does that mean for you? Does that mean you're about to go out and have marinas and tequila?
What does it mean for a duffer in Cinco de Mayo?
Yes, I would like to know.
It means a lot of tequila and tacos are going to go down this evening. That is for sure. It should have been a day out on the course, but there was so much stuff happening behind the scenes here today that was great getting ready for this weekend. So the House of the Duffer is throwing their first barbecue, kind of the kickoff of summer. We realized we haven't had an event since October. Halloween was our last big bash or something. So we're like, holy smokes, we haven't done anything for like 6 months. So we're doing a barbecue and whiskey event. So everyone tomorrow is bringing a choice of barbecue.
Okay.
And here's the cool thing about it. So when we do events like this, so we did taco and tequila last time, everybody who says yes, they're in, has to call out their barbecue. And then they have to call out their whiskey. As soon as it's been called out, you own it. So Barbara's like, hey, I'm bringing, Rudy's, whatever, ribs, and, Gentleman Jack. That's it. They're locked. Nobody else can bring that item.
Oh, that's cool.
So then what we do is we then put all the barbecue out in one section. We put a number by each one of them. We know who brought what they are. We have like a master list.
Right.
Everyone basically has a tasting, and then there's a judging sheet at the end with prizes. Same thing for the whiskey.
Oh, that's fun. Very cool.
Tacos and tequila went really well. I laugh. And here's why I laugh, because the whole tacos and tequila, this is the difference, and you'll either agree with me or you're going to be like, whatever, I don't agree with you. Men can schedule stuff like that, and it's done, set in the stage. Last year, Tacos and Tequila event got created the day before the wife left for Stagecoach. And she's like, you guys still don't know what you're doing? I'm like, I don't know. We're a bunch of guys. We'll figure it out. She's like, how do you not know what you're doing? I'm like,
I know. We plan ahead.
I was like, do you want to see how easy this is? I literally had a group text sitting there right in front of her. I was like, okay. And I was like, tacos and tequila. I literally just came up with that at the top of my head. I was like, all right, here we go. We're going to do game night, my place, tacos, tequila. The entry fee is you got to bring your own tacos, can't be from the same place, and you got to bring a bottle of tequila. I was like, can't be the same tequila from anybody else. And we're going to play Cards Against Humanity. Within under like 3 minutes, everyone in the text group goes, awesome. Within the next 10 minutes, everybody had already called out their tacos and the tequila that they were going to bring. We opened up.
That's awesome.
We opened up barbecue and whiskey, but we opened it up to all spouses, everything. It has taken 2 weeks to get it all like broken down and really out, because every spouse, and this is a fault to a guy too, though. This is where I'll defend that. If it's guys just deciding stuff for guys, they're like, one guy needs to make a decision, and everybody's in.
Yeah.
As soon as the spouse is involved, they're like, whatever she wants, whatever she decides to do. So I'm like, you guys are a bunch of pricks.
It's hilarious. And I'm going to take this opportunity and go about making decisions and talk about Cantlay making a decision of hiring Tiger Woods' caddy.
So I love it.
Bring it back into what we're talking about today.
Love it. So, caddy no more. It's a Tiger Woods. I have to give the Tiger Woods update. It's a Tiger Woods update. You know, I just
figured it was a great segue from your whiskey to your favorite guy, Tiger Woods.
Here's my question to you. So, this is for me, because it's a heartfelt feeling for Tiger to let go of his caddy. I get it. He's respecting the guy's got to make a living. He's got to make some money. But to me, making that like definitive, hey, you now work, purposely for whatever with another golfer. Is that kind of the telltale of how long Tiger is really going to be out?
Don't you think? I mean, like, the truth is, here's the thing. Tiger isn't hurting for money, so he could have paid him out, like, to hold on to him. So the fact that he released him says one of two things to me. It says Tiger is working his way out, or his caddy really didn't necessarily just want the money to do nothing, but really loves his job and decided that working for somebody else was worth it. What do you think?
I agree, and I think this is kind of one of those. It's when people talk about retiring and everything like this, they get to a certain point, they're kind of like, "What are you going to do?" Right? And everyone goes, "Oh, you're just going to golf and do whatever." I still think people feel they have to have a need, right, to do it. To your point, I don't think he would have just sat back on a paycheck, and been like, "All right, cool, I'm not doing anything." I think he'd have been bored out of his mind, especially when you have the adrenaline of working in an environment next to a, first of all, the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's whether he's playing bad or he's playing exceptional, he still carries one of the largest crowds and like
100%.
has to stay focused, caddy type of job. So I mean, even as a caddy, you have to wonder, like, dude, I almost feel like this is going to be an easier gig, him going to go play with Cantlay, as a caddy, because it's not going to have that Tiger effect.
Right, and let's remember, Cantlay plays very slowly.
Well, hopefully he can speed up the nonsense.
Yeah, so hopefully he can help him speed it up.
On that side. All right. Yeah. So I was hoping Greg was going to.
Oh my God, I'm so bummed Greg's not here. He's the guy.
I really, really wanted Greg to be on tonight and to talk about this one.
Seriously, Greg, we're calling you out for not being here tonight. Let's
100%.
Me now. First of all, I have to tell you, I went to the Full Swing event right here in Los Angeles, and met the creators, and the episode that they streamed was Tony Finau, and Tony Finau did a little intro to it at the top. I got to tell you, watching it again and watching it in a room full of other, television people, because it's the Television Academy and the creators, like, you fall in love with Tony Finau. Like, I loved him the first time I saw him. I loved him even more now, because it just was so heartwarming. And then to hear him talk and introduce the video, it was really, really great. I'll get into a couple of behind the scenes stuff that I found out from the creators a little bit later in the show. So
here's what was really funny, because this whole week the last week's episode was Tony Finau's episode. We talked about him Full Swing, and there's posts of me everywhere saying family is it's going to be in the way. It's going to be in the way. Yeah. And I have to eat my words. He went, and the reason I'm going to say I'm going to eat my words is because he went wire to wire. Yeah. He came out Thursday first place. That Friday he went wire to wire. Last week when I even talked about it, I was like, is he going to go or is he going to fold? He pulled it off. And here's what kind of like, all right, I'm going to eat my words. I'm going to give credit back to Greg a little bit on this. Not on his outfit choices. I still don't think he's got the best trip in the game.
But I also I was Tony Finau having his family with him. I thought it's a great thing that he does that. You were the only one opposed to it.
I 100%. I was opposed to it. I thought it was a hamper. He proved me wrong. I eat my words. Congratulations on winning the Mexican Open. But what made me kind of like put an extra column in the Finau camp.
Yes.
This right here.
Oh,
speaking of the devil.
We're talking about Greg, yes.
You heard me calling him out. I knew he had to show up for me having to eat my words on Tony Finau.
Yeah, let's hear this. Let's hear how much you love Tony Finau, especially his outfit choices and especially the height of his pants. I want to know exactly how you felt about that today.
As I was just getting ready to say here in this moment, we were talking about him winning. I said, ultimate congratulations. I had to eat my words. He did it with the family there, full on for the ride. He went wire to wire. Unbelievably successful, completely made me eat my words on could he ever get it done in that fashion. However, he has no fashion. He's still a skateboarder out on the course. I will hold true to that. He needs to tighten up a little bit in the wardrobe category. But absolute mad crowds. But what really gave me that extra point was this right here. Right after winning, going out and caddying for his kids hours after winning the Mexico.
I mean, that speaks so loudly to his character, and that's what I think came across in that Full Swing episode. And Greg, you missed it because he did the intro for the behind the scenes that I went to for the Television Academy, and it was just so heartwarming and great. And he's just that guy that you can't not love Tony Finau. What do you think, Greg?
Absolutely. You got to root for the guy. I mean, then he goes and caddies for those little distractions of his. Great thing, you know. And, you know, I mean, I guess you can say he has no fashion, but Nike is really marketing all around him. Whatever they want to put out, they put on Tony Finau for a reason. So
if we're talking fashion, can we talk about David's shirt he's got on right now?
Hey,
That feels like,
baby.
that feels
Hawaiian
like
Flaherty?
Tony Finau would wear that shirt, don't you think?
I don't. He couldn't pull this off. I look too good in this. You know, he couldn't pull this off. Doesn't look skateboard-esque enough for Tony. So.
Oh man. Well, guys, I gotta go. Meeting my wife out for dinner for Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Real fast.
I wanted to hop on.
I want you to speak on this before you go. Hold on.
All right.
Before you go, speak on this. Tiger will play again
and win.
Yeah.
Yes. So
so you think he's going to pull his final championships on the Champions Tour?
No. Let me explain. Okay, so everyone talks about when he does play, he just doesn't have the feel. He doesn't have the chops for playing competitive golf week in and week out like he normally did. So when he gets on the Champions Tour, when he turns 50, becomes eligible for the Champions Tour, he'll be able to play more regular tournament golf because they ride in carts on the Champions Tour. So I think he'll play more. He'll get the chops back. He'll get the feel back. He'll get, we all know it's a different animal going out and playing with your friends and then going out and playing in a tournament. So
100%.
Yeah, he'll get the chops back and then he'll come out and win 2 more Masters. I think the Masters is probably the best chance he has from here on out. But I think once he turns 50, it's game on, man.
You heard it here, guys. Greg's prediction.
Yeah, that's a very. I do agree. The Masters is where he would, if anywhere he has a chance to do it and make a real major statement, is at the Augusta. But I don't know. 3 years. I don't know. I think he might want to do it before then.
Do we want to wager on this?
No, I'm never gonna bet against Tiger winning for the next 3 years.
I think he's gonna win. I think he's gonna win sooner than 13 in 3 years. So
yeah. The only reason I brought that up was people were asking whether or not Tiger was done playing competitively since Joe LaCava left his bag.
Right.
So
I think for at least a year. I think at least a year. I don't think we'll see him again in 23.
No.
Yeah, we definitely won't. But I mean, he wouldn't go through the surgery if he didn't want to play again. So
right.
I agree with that as well. So all right, say hi to the wife. Go enjoy.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. Enjoy.
Yep, happy Cinco de Mayo. See you guys. Have a good one.
Later. I love that. So there you have it. The Finau. I hope he's watching. I hope he gets a chance to look at this. Change your drip, dude. Like you look like you're going skateboarding. But I love that you've proved me wrong, and you've grown massive stock in your following from that. This week in golf.
Yes.
Wells Fargo Championship. Right now, Clark,
who's leading right now?
It's a three-way tie right now.
Still with Hatton, Clark, and Lashley. Correct.
That's the thing is in I always mess this up, but Shuffle. He went and dropped 2 back out of it down to tie for 4th. So my prediction there though is he's going to make a major turn, but I think JT's going to sneak in there as well. What really kind of bums me out is I don't know if you got a chance to see this.
What's that?
Rory McIlroy. It was his birthday.
His birthday, yeah.
And they did a kind of like a surprise first tee. I didn't
see that.
So the surprise first tee was a kind of like an outreach to children when have like hate fighting, not disability, but fighting like wanting to get out more. How do you get out of the depression or something like that? I want to get out of depression, like this with a group, the foundation around that, and the play, bringing that one across the field. And it was a surprise on the first tee. They sang happy birthday to him right after he teed off, and they had this huge cake made right there, like on the first tee. And I was laughing. I thought it looked great. I thought it was an awesome moment. He went over, signed a few on this, but it was kind of like, it was like, he's getting ready to tee off in a tournament. Like what are you guys doing? Like this wasn't the practice day. This was the first.
I know this was the real deal. Yeah.
And it was like you're getting right in the guy's head as soon as he tees off. And I really wish I'd found the clip. I had lost the clip. I wanted to share, but what, in your perspective, because I've watched a ton, and it's funny because we're going to bring some guests here in a second.
Yeah.
And they can speak to this statement. Certain people have routines, right? Even when you watch Tiger go to the first tee, when you watch, as soon as they get that, they hear their name and they're called. That's it. They're in the zone. Like there's kind of a mantra of not wanting to be messed with, right? What do you think? That impact, because now he's like, I think he's tied for like 38th or something like that.
I know, but he missed the cut at the Masters. So it's like, did the birthday celebration make him, go down to 38? Or it's just like Rory's in a little bit of a slump right now, I don't know. I would imagine that it's a great excuse to use, but I don't know if it would have been any different had they not done that.
I don't know. It's kind of one of me that say like, if once I'm in game time, once I'm in game mode, like that's the last of an instruction like this.
Yeah, you really don't want any distractions. No family, no celebrations. You're like,
none of it. I'm
ready to golf.
I'm ready to go. So we've got another. We got a couple guests here that we're going to bring into the house. There's a long-standing feud going down right now. I don't know if it's supposed to say feud, but it's a challenge at hand.
Hello, gentlemen.
Gentlemen of the Pick 'em Pros, Derek and Diego, are in the house. They're going to help us comment here on the last few subjects we have in hand. But I'm going to turn the next subject over to you, Barbara, because you brought this to me first, the Los Angeles Country Club. And I think actually these two it's going to bring a really good, interesting feedback. So why don't you kick off this story that you kind of brought to the table here?
I don't even remember what I said, but the U.S. Open is happening here in Los Angeles, and there's good and there's bad, because people love when golf comes to LA and people hate when golf comes to LA. What topic specifically do you want me to talk about?
The controversy of the Los Angeles Country Club and how it's kind of a club that a lot of people really don't want to put a spotlight on.
Right. Well, for many years, they did not allow anything like this. This is very different. And so, it's very old school. They still, there's a lot of controversy in that club.
So that's where Barbara's going to. I don't care. I like to mix up the pot. They didn't let certain people play. They didn't want to let certain type of people play. And so it has a very huge, all of a sudden, uproar for those that know that. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people that would have I never even knew anything about that, because it's old school golf. It's kind of old school mentality.
Yeah. But
this is
when you think country club, and all those thoughts of who's not allowed to go to a country club, that's all here. And so there's a lot of controversy happening currently about that. And people don't want to golf there because of the history.
A ton of people don't want to golf there. And since you sent this article to me, I read on it, and more is kind of coming up with this. There are now people that have backed out of the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
for that very reason
Really?
of it being hosted at Los Angeles Country Club. What do you guys think?
Ooh. Well, it's interesting. I mean, I think most country clubs, a lot of them have that history. I mean, heck, the Masters has that history. So, as far as golfers backing out, that's kind of surprising because I don't know of anyone backing out of the Masters, and they've got more of that type of history than anybody. So, but
if I'm not mistaken, the Masters, they like 1990, they lifted that. Like it was really long.
Right.
Los Angeles Country Club is still in like 2019. Like this is still.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. So like that's why it's kind of unheard. You're right. There's a lot of country clubs that across the nation have had that very same effect, but they didn't last all the way up to the most recent.
Right.
For that to still be going down. So it was kind of one of those. To be like, whoa, you're gonna bring one of the majors to the club that is still very fresh on diversity of who can come play and not play.
Right.
Some people are really trying to put their political mark
on it.
Here's what I think. I think everyone should have the opportunity to shift with the times, and maybe this is the thing that really can create shift.
I think it's what the LA Country Club needs.
Yes.
And I think this, by hosting the US Open, to your very point right there, is going to give them hopefully some credit back. Like, hey, we finally have changed. Like we're moving into the next century of golf and everything of that nature. So crazy effects. So first of all, I know I got a chance to text message back and forth with Derek today. I'm going to go back to any of the subject points that we've had so far. What subject matter did you guys want to really throw your 2 cents on?
Well, the one that caught my eye was something about golf being difficult, golf being hard.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
That's the full swing episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to get into the launch of our review of Full Swing that's coming up here at 5:00. All right, we can do that. You guys got some fans out there. You got some fans over here.
Oh, there we go. Thanks for the love. All right. We'll see the banner down there. Thank you, Summer.
Yeah. See you, Summer. Summer, you get off my screen. There you go. Thank you so much fun. So here's the episode that's coming up. For me, and Barbara, I don't know if you know this in particular, I thought this was the one, like, they could have almost thrown this whole episode out. It didn't. It was just a weird filler on a bunch of rookies, really, really trying to make it. It was the one episode, if you missed it, I don't think you would have missed any controversy across Full Swing in its own right. Golf definitely is hard. There is no doubt about that. These two think otherwise.
Really?
With their Burger King diets and Zaxby's. This one, does he have? He has it right there with him.
Arby's.
Arby's now. These guys are trying to they're trying to go the John Daly route of golf here. That's what it is. They've been watching a lot of John Daly, show up.
Yeah. I have a question. So you wanted to talk about Golf is Hard. You agree? And we don't even have to talk about Golf is Hard as a Full Swing episode. Do you agree that golf is hard, or are you guys like, we got this?
What do you think? What you take?
Well, I don't find golf that difficult because I just go out there and hit it. I have my pregame meal here. Arby's, shout out to Arby's. So I don't think it's difficult at all. So just like when the US Open comes, I'm gonna go out and smash you guys. So yeah.
I love his confidence, but what I do appreciate, which is even funnier, and we're going to finish editing it, the sit down interview that I got a chance to do at Sleeves. Me and Diego got to sit down and have a chat about the upcoming event. You'll see the editing was just getting wrapped up because I had to put it back across, Senior over there for approval. his you know his
Yeah.
his what do you call it, his bodyguard, so to speak. You'll see come up in this. But it was a great interview. I loved it. I love it. I'll let you give you more insight on that, Diego. You'll see it. It's coming. It's awesome. You did a great job. It was phenomenal. But I still don't think you guys have a chance. So what we are going to do, not next week, but the following week, Barbara is going to help put together the format of our competition.
Yes.
Thank you.
So
Thank
we're going to make sure that we have a mediator. We're going to come to determine how many rounds.
There we go.
What each 9 holes of the rounds are going to consist of, whether it's going to be fastball, scramble, straight up. It's going to be completely organized. You guys will sign it, and then you guys will be on the hook for it as we go and talk that out.
I love it. Yeah.
It's going to be a full-on official, and we should have the trophy ready hopefully by then as well. So we'll display that and see what's on the line. And it's gonna be a blast. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be great, and I can't wait for it. And you know what? Beef really sells. I gotta tell you, because there's so much traction on this beef that's happening between.
Oh yeah,
it's really good stuff. Yeah.
The interview was so interesting. It was great. I can't wait for you guys to see it get posted. It's gonna be phenomenal. It's going to be a fun. I think it really stirs up the fire in Diego's feelings on learning out what a duffer was. I think it's going to be a good time.
But we have 3 minutes before our next episode goes live. Full Swing, episode 7. Golf is hard, and it was the rookie episode, and clearly David's not a fan of it. But it really shows what it's like to get started in golf and what it's like to be on the PGA Tour. And so for that, I thought it showed really good things, and we really got introduced to new golfers. So that was what was great about it. Was it my favorite episode? No, it wasn't. I agree with you on that, David. But I think it's really good to watch the rookies as well. And just as I said before, I just went to a Television Academy event for Full Swing, and I was talking to the creators of Full Swing, and they were talking about, they're on the tour right now, and they said, actually, with the Masters, they said had Koepka won, it would have been the best television they'd ever filmed. It was so good to be out there, and every week being out on the PGA Tour, how exciting it is, and how they're broadening, their scope as to who they're following. So we're going to be in for really great season 2 that they're shooting right now, and it's really exciting. I think what it's done for golf is really fantastic.
I agree, and it was. I know there was a ton of people vying for it. Nick, was like he was hardcore live, wanted to see a live player win it. I thought Mickelson making the run he made at it.
Yeah.
The Masters was fun to watch this year, despite the weather, despite the Tiger having to back out. It was a great battle. Just like these guys assume is going to be when we go to wipe them up. Their fans still think they have, some sort of, athleticism, inside of them. This isn't the days back in the, in Summer Lakes there, buddy. So there's going to be no walls to jump off of there. So you're going to have to bring real talent to this one.
So. We got it. It's all in the. Hey, you remember when we filmed a couple years ago? Like I said, it's all in the wrist. We got it.
We're gonna put it to the test. So, guys, I appreciate you guys jumping in. I always love you guys popping in.
Thanks for having us.
Get a shake or something, buddy, and make sure it's a protein shake, not a milkshake. Or something, there, Diego. I am happy to see that you went and got a coach, that you're taking this seriously.
Oh, yeah.
And because I want to make sure you bring your A game. I don't want to hear any excuses after, the bloodbath that's going to, entail. But we'll make sure that the course of events are agreed upon amongst you and myself, with Barbara making sure it's played fair. down the lines of how we put this
Thank
together. So,
Thank you.
guys, we're going live here, or the episode goes live here in literally about 4 or 5 seconds. I appreciate everyone stopping by the 19th hole for this week's Information in Golf, where we just bring to you a quick 30 minutes of what we're doing over here as a Duffers and what we see going down every week. I am out Sunday at the Arizona Biltmore Golf Club, so be careful, guys. We're coming out to review you. With that being said, make sure you like, subscribe to Pick'em Pros, the Duffers Review. Have a wonderful evening. Happy Cinco de Mayo. We'll take some
Happy
shots.
Cinco de Mayo, everyone.
Cinco de Mayo.
All right.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.